Welcome to our series, the Bhagavad Gita For All. Namaskar. Chapter 12, Bhakti Yog, the Yog of Devotion. Adhyay shaktosi kartum mad yog mashritah sarva karma phalak tyagan tatak kuru yatatmavan. If you are unable to even work for me in devotion, then try to renounce the fruits of your actions and be situated in the self. Today is a special episode for us. Tomorrow, July 25, marks a year since we began with the Bhagavad Gita For All series. A year focused on deep study, on growth, and a year dedicated to finding the truth to life. We express deep gratitude for your support in this past year and hope you continue to do so. The year has been a journey in itself as it took us to different places in our country, introduced us to some like-minded individuals, and more importantly, took us a step closer to our own expedition of self-discovery. Thank you for your support. In the previous video, we deduced that a dependency on our intellect to help overcome a challenge is a good idea. Surrendering the intellect to a higher power will help us steer easily through the complexity of life. At the same time, let's try to keep illusions at bay, shall we? There's a little more to all this than meets the eye. You're also going to have to remember that all this, bhakti or devotion, is not something that will come easily to you. But hey, practice makes one perfect, or at least makes it easier. As Shri Krishna points out, Adhyay yogena tato mamit chaptum dhananjaya, which means a union with God requires repeated practice, dear Arjun, and this should get you closer to me. Devotion for some is easier said than done. They may have the intention to practice bhakti wholeheartedly, but the material world may make the process a bit challenging than it already is. Instead, Shri Krishna suggests another path. Why not dedicate your work to Him? Be conscious of your responsibilities and then do them to the best of your abilities. By consciousness, we mean understanding the underlying purpose behind your action. And if none of this is possible for you, there is still a way. Don't think of the fruits of your action when working. Detachment significantly helps alter your intellect, and such an intellect is able to comprehend transcendental knowledge. Don't also be attached to inaction. That isn't going to take you too far either. This is all that we've discussed earlier, the science of work in the second Adhyay, Sankhya Yoga. For some individuals, there's the performance of rituals that helps them establish their bhakti. But how many are wholeheartedly involved in the ritual, and how many consider it a ceremonial practice? Hard to judge, isn't it? All this apart, there is a way. And that way is completely in your control. A practice that you can perform at your free will. You're probably thinking this practice is going to take a lot out of me. But hold on. Think about this. Could you, say in a day at the onset, spend 10 minutes by yourself? That's realistic, isn't it? How about you try to meditate for those 10 minutes? No thinking. Just a focus within. Why would you do that? For one, the quest for truth, the search for the answers, all begins with self-awareness. Being by yourself, immersed in this inner focus, makes it easier for us to get closer to self-awareness. The process begins with meditation. Gradually, you could increase your meditative time to say 20 minutes to half an hour or anything that makes you feel comfortable. If focus is something that's a little hard for you to achieve, there's always writing things down. Write down what makes you happy or what concerns you have or a vision that's playing out in your mind. or just things you wish to say or do. A little bit of journaling. These are things that you can do. They're easy, aren't they? Your bhakti doesn't need to fit in a box, nor does it have to be similar to somebody else's. You've heard this before. No two people are similar. The more the people, the more the personalities, and so on. So if you're willing to accept this, why can't you accept that your devotion, and however it might be, has no reason to be similar to somebody else's? It's your life. You know what's missing or what's working for you. Most problems in life are due to two reasons: acting without thinking and thinking without acting. If you've heard the Shanti mantra before, it tells you that all around is completeness. If you remove this completeness, what remains is just completeness. You can always try out multiple ways to get closer to what you're looking for. The answer to life, the answer to the question, who am I? Dhanyavad.